Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome, everyone. Today we're doing a mini-sode to talk about CBD and the benefits of using CBD with Crohn's disease. And we have a special guest with us today. This is Samantha, and she is with CBD Authority. And she was fortunate to start to work with CBD Authority and work on their advocacy site because that introduced her to something that has really ended up changing her life for her. So, Samantha, we're so glad to have you here today. And do you want to just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I'm Samantha Rakell. I am a CBD advocate and host of CBD Authority, and I take charge of the whole advocacy sites on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And what we do is we give out information of articles, of written blurbs and posts, and we also just talk about CBD and everything that has to do with CBD and all the other cannabinoids, terpenes, and phytonutrients that are good for your body that naturally bring it down to homeostasis. So basically, we want to get the word out there about CBD and how wonderful the effects are to help people and to help children, to help everybody in the world to really understand what this is and how this can help you, because it has helped me and it has changed my life completely.
That is great. That is great. And this is exactly what we want on the podcast and for everyone to see because, like you said, it takes a lot of voices to get this information out because there's a real lack of education in this. There's a lot of misinformation. And so we love CBD Authority. we repost your stuff all the time because
Thank
it's
you,
just
Don. Thank you.
well, it's great quality stuff, and of course, anything that Chuck has his hands on is going to be just beyond what other people can provide because he is a wealth of information that we use a lot. So
He's a master at CBD, and he knows the stuff, and he's a biochemist, and he really helps us out here. And he really is the one that's the expert. I'm just the advocate because I take it, and it has changed my life. And I'm here to share my story, and I'm here to tell you guys all about CBD and tell you
and
how
to
it's my life.
and to be honest, we don't want Chuck spending his time on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We
No.
want him spending his time.
Yeah.
This time is better spent. So thank you. And I hate to say it, I love Chuck. You're a better face, and especially to get to the younger crowd. I mean,
Yes, the
Chuck's
millennials.
awesome and everything, but come on, let's face it, Sam. I mean,
Yeah, you
you're
know, a lot of the millennials don't know what CBD is. This is new. This is a new market,
mhm.
a new plane for people to, just learn about it and to really get their hands on the new stuff that's going to really change the world.
Yeah, and they're not going to listen to Chuck and I because we're too old. So it's just true. I mean, my 20-year-old is still like, "Mom, you're a hippie." I'm like, "Oh God, maybe he'll listen to Sam. I'm gonna do this and show him this, and maybe he'll listen to Sam." My other son, my 22-year-old, he's got it. He's good, but oh, anyway. So, well,
That's
how
great.
about you tell us a little bit about your experience with Crohn's before CBD?
My experience with Crohn's, well, I have to be honest with you, Dawn. I have been a cannabis user since I was 12 years old.
And that's because of Crohn's, right? I mean,
Yes.
partially.
Yes, I have to be completely honest. My brain hasn't completely gone away from the cannabis completely, which I believe it's helped me because I don't only have Crohn's disease. I do have ADD as well.
Oh, yeah, very good with that.
Yeah, and it's helped with that tremendously. And I've been a cannabis user since I was 12 until I'm 24 now. So, I'm speaking to you perfectly fine. And I really believe this has changed my life. And I think that the CBD actually helps with the memory as well.
Hmm.
So, the anti-inflammatory properties, I don't have any pain in my joints. But before before I had somewhat of the pain before I started using the CBD,
Mhm.
between 12 to, to 24. Because when I turned 24, that's when I really started taking the CBD. And that's when we found out about it. And that's when we found this wonderful product. And, but beforehand, when I was younger, the pain and the bleeding, I really didn't take cannabis too much because I was young and I couldn't really, get my hands on it. But every now and then when I did get my hands on it when I was younger, when I started when I was 12, it really did help me. And I noticed that, the pain lessened. And I didn't really know when I first did it, I didn't know that was the reason. And then slowly afterwards, after a couple of years, I'm like, wow, this is really helped. And I don't have any bleeding anymore because of it. So
Well, and a lot of people find out that way. I mean, it's a really common thing. Um, I was talking with Seth Green with Greener Pastures, and he has cerebral palsy and MS and a couple other things as well. Oh, and epilepsy. Um, and yeah, I know. And he started young too, and it was just a fluke. It was just faith. But he realized that when he took it, he felt better. He didn't have the he had better control of his muscles with the cerebral palsy. He had less pain. He had less seizures. And so for him, it was just he just happened upon it, realized that it helped, and it was like, oh my God, I have to take this. And then now that more and more information about CBD is coming out, adding that into the regimen, or however people want to use it, but just getting more cannabidiol into their system has, like you said, just brought you leaps and bounds further.
well, I mean, see, here's the thing about it though. When I started taking the CBD and mixing it with the THC, I noticed that I had better focus with the CBD. I've had better concentration, and I could really, really uh, hear and see and be present more in the moment because of CBD, and that has really changed and altered my life completely. And
That's
I mean,
great.
I'm not. It took away my fear. It took away my anxiety. It took away. It took away all of that. That pain. It took away all the inflammation, and it really just helped everything.
Can you talk a little about Crohn's? Because
Oh, I
some
can't
people
hear
don't
you.
even know you can't hear me? Can you hear me?
I hear you now.
Okay. Can you talk a little bit about Crohn's? Because there are some people who have no idea what Crohn's is.
Okay, Crohn's disease is a disease where it affects your bowels, and you have a lot of you have irritable bowel syndrome. It's kind of like irritable bowel syndrome, and your bowels become inflamed, and you can bleed, and you can lose a lot of blood. Uh, I remember what I remember as a kid. I remember you know being in hospitals, and I remember getting my blood taken as well as losing a lot of blood and a lot of hemoglobin. I felt very, 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 very nauseous. I felt very weak, and my joints hurt all the time. And I didn't understand why, but when I did start the cannabis, I realized, wow, my joints, gosh, I feel like I have so much energy now. And after that, I just started taking it more and more as the years went on since 12. And when I found CBD, I just noticed that the pain in the blood completely gone, because in my 20s, my early 20s, I was still bleeding. I was still going through that pain, even though it would come back in spurts.
Mm-hmm.
The less that I did smoke marijuana, was the less was the more and more that the pain would come back frequently. And then I would realize, okay, I need to ingest a little bit more THC here. And then I mean, it's a miracle how CBD has came into my life, and the whole advocacy site. I just really believe that, you know, we can help children across the world with this product, and, you know, not just children, but we can help everybody with overall health. There's people that say that they don't have any pain, or, but, you know, those people, a lot of people don't realize that they do actually.
Get used to it.
Yeah, they get used to the pain, they get used to the feeling, so they're like, oh, I don't have any pain. And, you know, then they realize once they feel really good, they're like, wow, this feels really good. Okay, this changed my life. Okay, you know, I want to take this more. So,
Definitely.
yeah. But Crohn's disease, it really is a challenging disease. You know, I did have a good childhood. However, it was hard a lot of the time. It really was hard a lot of the time. Yes, I was in and out of school. I was in and out of hospitals. I was getting my blood taken uh, every 2 to 3 weeks, you know, just to check up on, you know, the problem, and to check up on how I'm doing regularly. And I just remember being in so many different doctor's offices, and, you know, then they were telling me that my joints, there was problems with my joints. But however, I believe that the problems with my joints came from the opioids. I took prednisone, and I took cortisone,
Mhm.
and I stopped taking cortisone, and
Steroids.
yes,
Yeah.
I stopped taking prednisone. I think at the age of 13, I stopped taking prednisone, and then I started taking the cortisone. And uh, the cortisone, I still didn't like it. I still didn't like the medications. They gave me these chewables for my joints, and it really, nothing really ever worked. Uh, and but what kept me going was the THC. And, you know, it's really hard to talk about that. You know, it's hard to talk about the THC aspect because it's illegal. It was illegal when I was younger. It's still illegal now.
And there's a
And
lot of stigma around it also.
mhm,
There's a lot of stigma. When you say THC, people just automatically get this picture in their head.
yeah,
And it's, you know, I'm looking forward to the day where cannabis, just whole plant cannabis, is treated just like alcohol and tobacco. That's my goal. Um, you know, even though we're in CBD land, you know, we're all about the CBD, but still, it's ridiculous um, how the whole prohibition thing has come along and everything. And so, yeah, I understand how it's hard for you to just to say I took THC, because people will judge.
yes.
That's why we're here, to try to get people to stop judging.
That's why we're here. And, you know, I actually did cut down on the THC, and I started upping my dose. It's from 1 to 2 pills of full spectrum CBD. And I noticed more that your body has to get used to the CBD. It's such a rich, uh, there's such rich nutrients and rich terpenes and anti-inflammatory cannabinoids that they're so rich that your body has to get used to it. So I started off the first 4 to 5 months, 1 pill and 1 pill only, from 50 to 75 milligrams.
Mhm.
And I had to only take 1 pill because I actually, the first 2 weeks that we actually got the product, I actually took 2 to 3, and my receptors were going off the roof. I'm not playing with you right now. My receptors were going here, there, and everywhere. And I'm like, okay, all right, my body has to get used to this. So I just started taking one. And then just now, I mean, it's December 12th, and I started taking it back in May.
Mhm.
And now, literally just the past 3 days, I started taking two. So I think it took me that long to get used to 1 pill of 50 to 75 milligrams of full spectrum CBD.
Well, let's also note that you're an itty bitty thing too. So
Yeah. I'm really tiny too, so.
you're really tiny, Sam. See, me, not so tiny. I can handle it. But
Yeah, yeah.
I actually take the I take the I'm not on the N, I'm not taking the N1. I'm
Mhm.
doing the 750, which is 25 milligrams, but I take it twice a day, and I just take the oil. I don't even take the capsules. I just stick it in the back of my throat, wash it down with water, and go.
See, a lot of people, have their own preferences, and a lot
Mhm,
of people, it's different strokes for different folks.
mhm,
Your dosages are going to vary from person to person,
for
and
sure.
from whatever ailment that you have going on with your body, it varies. So, you just have to find what works for you. But the
Mhm.
N1, I feel like, is the only thing that I feel like has worked for me completely, totally all around. And I can focus, and I'm not scared to, talk to people anymore. I don't have anxieties. I can focus, I can concentrate, I can get all of my tasks done. I can run, jump, and play and lift as heavy as I want in the gym. And I feel amazing. My skin is glowing, and you have to eat healthy. You have to eat good. You have to, you have to find what works for you. And that's what I really want to stress to these people and to all the children that are going to be taking this product, because this is it. This is the holy grail for anti-aging, the holy grail for feeling overall just better and healthier and more youthful and younger and vibrant. And I really feel like this is going to be the number one nutraceutical on the market.
hmm And let's also just mention to parents and kids that are watching, we are talking about CBD now. So we're not talking about THC.
No,
We're
no,
talking about just straight CBD,
no. Mhm.
and and CBD does not get you high. It's the THC actually that is known for its psychoactive effects. I mean,
Yes.
you,
THC is I think the only cannabinoid, I'm pretty sure the only cannabinoid that is illegal out of all the other cannabinoids.
mhm.
And CBD is the non-psychoactive component extracted from the cannabis sativa plant. So you have your industrial hemp, which is sativa, still sativa, and you have your sativa, which is THC. But we're not talking about the THC right now, so we're talking about the CBD. So the CBD is the anti-inflammatory cannabinoids, the cannabinoids. So
But it's also important to get a full spectrum, so you get those other cannabinoids, and they're just less than 0.3% THC, so they can be bought, purchased nationwide and in many countries. But we just wanted to make sure that the parents of these kids know this, that we're not talking about THC, that it is legal, that you do not need a prescription. And for kids that might be watching it, or millennials, young adults, this isn't something that is going to um, get you high. This is just something that is going to take care of your symptoms, basically. And that's something that a lot of people don't understand, because when you take an opiate or you take THC, you feel it come on. With CBD, it's not that you feel it come on, it's just that it's more of a clarity,
yes,
and you feel less of your symptoms. So, which is a great thing, which is an awesome thing. So we
see,
just
what I've
clarified it.
learned about THC and what I've learned about CBD is that when you have full spectrum CBD and then you have your THC component, whatever you ingest, like let's say you're living in California where it's legal, and you have THC, you have your CBD products. They do, basically, for me,
Mhm.
this is what I've noticed. They do the exact same thing. It's just THC is psychoactive and CBD is non-psychoactive. I feel the same effects, but honestly, what has really taken my pain away and what is stronger in taking that pain away is the CBD full spectrum N1 component, and that is what really has been the factor that has just completely eliminated all pain and all symptoms of my Crohn's disease and ADD.
Now, how long was it after you started taking the CBD that you noticed that it was helping?
Um, well, I mean, I felt the effects the first day. I felt
Especially with anxiety.
I
Yeah.
felt the healing effects the first day that I took it, and I'm like, wow, I need more of this. This is it. It's what I'm taking for the rest of my life. So, but your body has to get used to it. So it took like a month for it to really for me to really feel like it was helping, because I also had severe whiplash in the back of my neck from a previous car accident, and it helps with bone degeneration as well, and cell aging. So it actually healed my severe whiplash in my neck. So I don't have any pain, no headaches, nothing anymore because of the CBD, the N1. So, but we have a different range. We have many ranges of CBD products on Pure Hypnotics and Custom Hempology. And, I feel like the N1 is the best out of all of them.
I like the N1, and I love the fact that with the N1 you get capsules, because that is one that I will not take outside of a capsule. I've taken the N1, and it's awesome. It is amazing. Um, but yeah, that's really not something that most people would be able to handle taste wise, because I'm a big baby, and I'm the first to admit it. I'm a massive. I can't even take cough medicine or Pepto Bismol, because that's how pathetic I am when it comes to taste.
Well, see, I mean, I could take the elixir, the N1 elixir, and I would be fine with it, even though it is a little spicy. But it's because it's so rich in phytonutrients and all your cannabinoids.
Yeah, you don't want to get rid of that. You want that.
Yeah, you want that. The CBD isolates, they they can be good for some people, but most people, it could actually damage the endocannabinoid system naturally occurring in your body. So a lot of people need to really understand that full spectrum is the way to go. And,
Yes.
and the isolates, it has just CBD in there. So it's extracted at a high pressure, high heat. So you kill all your other anti-inflammatory terpenes, your phytonutrients. So you have to take the full spectrum CBD, low pressure, low heat. It has everything that you need in it that is naturally occurring in the cannabis plant, the industrial CBD cannabis sativa plant. Everything that is in there, the full spectrum is the way to go.
Definitely. And so, um, let's see, how about if you had one thing to tell young adults like yourself about CBD? And I mean, they're not 50, you know, they're not feeling as many of the of
Right.
of the things that that I know CBD helps with. Um,
Mm-hmm.
why would you recommend it to someone who is healthy, that is your age? Um, why would you say CBD would be good for them?
I believe that CBD is good for everybody. I believe that, even people that say that they don't have anything wrong with them, um, a lot of people have at least something wrong with them that they don't know about, and I just believe that, for people that are my age, if you want to stay looking the way that you want to look, if you're, this really helps with anti-aging, this helps with cell aging, and it helps fight against the free radicals in the air and within the environment. So what my recommendation is to start taking it as soon as possible, because if you want to look and feel young forever, this isn't, you're obviously going to grow older, but it will help, and you will feel overall better.
And it is also a great preventative step towards cancer, which it seems just so prevalent right now.
Mhm.
Just I don't know anyone who has not been touched somehow, in their family or friends, their circle, when it comes to cancer, and inflammation is a big part of that. And so, with it being that natural anti-inflammatory, it's a great way just to stay healthy and to prevent things from happening to you.
Dang, Dawn, you know your stuff.
I try. So, well, I really appreciate you sharing this story with us, because with the way that the FDA works right now, and only allowing certain things to be on certain sites and stuff like that, it takes people like you to talk about how it has helped you specifically. And although it's classified as anecdotal, evidence, it's evidence. Whether you want to call it anecdotal or not, whatever, it works. And the more people that hear about how it works for specific things, that helps them to know if they have that it'll help them with that. But it'll also open that door for them to say, I wonder if it might work for me. And for
Yeah.
you to say that it's really working for you, but that it took a month, to get to the point where you really, I mean, you felt it right away, but it really kicked in at like a month that you knew, okay, this is something I'm going to be taking, like you said, for the rest of my life, just because it works so well for you, and it has really given you a quality of life that you didn't have before. That is really what we need people to understand. So I appreciate you so much sharing your story with us.
Thank you.
Great. Well, everyone, we will be back with more testimonials and how it's been helping people. And we so appreciate Sam, and reach out to CBD Authority on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Check out purehypnotics.com and customhempology.com. Great places. Their N1 product is freaking out of this world. It is amazing. It is awesome. And if you're a weenie butt like me and you need the capsules, that's okay. It comes in capsules too. So, but again, thanks for your time, and we look forward to hearing more from you in the future.
Thank you so much, John. This was very enjoyable. It was very awesome talking to you. I'm really happy that we did this meeting finally.
Awesome. All right, everyone, we'll see you soon.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Thanks again for listening, and be sure to tune in again next Wednesday at cbdtalkpodcast.com. Until then, stay happy and stay healthy.